Welcome in, everybody, to the DNVR Rapids podcast, and it is a winner's lounge. And what a winner's lounge it will be. Joined by the fellas, of course, Cowboy Super Yaya.
Oh, man, the super part's not me tonight, I'll tell you that much.
I think you're always super, buddy.
I'm very far away from super.
And how could we forget downtown Duane Brown?
Hello. Welcome to the Winner's Lounge.
How may I help you? Look, it was a 1-0 win. Left a lot of goals on the table, but it was as dominant as a 1-0 scoreline can be. I think there were some really good performances we can talk about tonight from a lot of players that kind of needed a good performance based on the last few games, few weeks. And there's some players that were a little frustrating tonight, and I'm sure we'll get into that too. This game was simultaneously like very competitive and very boring for about 40 minutes, where it was basically attacking third to attacking third with nothing going on, right? No dangerous chances, no shots, nothing crazy. And, you know, Zach Steffen making some standout plays early. But it all comes down to right there at the 42nd minute, Georgie finds some space in the box. I believe it was Cole Bassett that found him. Cole Bassett? Sam Vines?
I think it was Cole.
It was Cole. Finds him wide open. Utvik comes sliding in. Denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Penalty. Red card. Ball game. Rafa ends it. I know you guys want to see run and play, and every time I bring up goal count, you guys like to point out that it's all penalties. But Duane, that penalty felt pretty good when he buried it.
I mean, I'll take any goal. So yeah, I was very happy. It's the one time I'm not worried at all about our finishing is when Rafa takes a penalty kick.
Right. I mean,
feel pretty good in those situations.
Yeah, he's 4 for 4 this year, 7th of the season. He is just keeping that pace up. I keep kind of tweeting that from the team account, the pace to break the single season record for the team, almost as a bit. But the problem is he keeps going with it. He just keeps finding goals to maintain this pace. And I mean, he is well on the way to a it could be an all-time Rapids goal scoring season. Maybe not the record, but there's not a lot of great Rapids goal scoring seasons to choose from. And Rafa just finds a way every game. Yaya, what have you seen from him tonight? Maybe not just with the goal, but just from his attacking play.
I think the biggest thing is he's how do I say this? He's letting the game come to him. He's not forcing things anymore. And I think that a lot of that doesn't just come from Rafa. It comes a lot from having a guy like Cole also take a step forward and being a threat when it comes to having the ball at his feet and making Rafa open. It also helps a lot when Rafa's making the right runs for once, which is something we didn't see a lot, right? That he always ran into the defender instead of away from the defender. So it's nice to see him actually kind of have a feel for the game and how things are going now. And also, I think it just comes down to confidence. You get the goals in, even if they're just penalties, you get that banger in New York, and it helps out quite a bit, right? It makes you feel like you can do the thing that you know you're good at and you're getting paid for. And once you see one go in, it's very simple for them to start rolling in.
Look, I'm on the Duane side here where it's, if we're going to score, I'm going to be happy seeing the back of the net bulging with the ball in the back. Right. Like that's it with this team. So you get the red card, you get the send off.
That's the actual part that I don't think the Rapids are lucky that Rafa scored the penalty. They're lucky that was a red card. I don't think that was a direct red, in my opinion. It might have been a yellow. Especially
they're
because it didn't seem intentional, in my opinion.
Right, but it's not necessarily that the handball was intentional. It's that because there was a handball in the denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, that's an automatic red.
Yeah, and again, it's might be the right call. But I think in context, does matter. Yeah, it just I wouldn't have given that red, and I think that's where the Rapids got lucky because if it wasn't a red, I think this game ends 2-1 favor of Vancouver, or it ends 2-2 or 1-1. I don't think the Rapids walk out of 3 points the way they played the rest of the game.
Yeah, maybe not, right? But also,
that's not what happened, right? Like,
right.
I'm just
right.
Like, that's what I'm just speculating that
sure.
It feels like they got kind of more. They got a little help from the ref on that one at the end.
Shout out to everybody jumping in the Toyota chat. Brought to you by the 2024 4Runner. Got our guy Matthew in there. El Pelon. Austin from Sporting KC fanhood comes in to say definitely my second favorite team. Good job, Rapids. I love it. Chris is in here. Shout out to everybody joining us on the Winners Lounge. Second half was just one-way traffic with the occasional foray into the Rapids defensive third cleared easily. Zach Steffen. Maybe this is where we start Zach Steffen talk, because God damn it, that guy played a hell of a soccer game tonight. Unreal. Yeah. Who wants to start just pouring out the compliments for this guy tonight?
I'll let you guys go first.
Best player on the pitch tonight. And it wasn't close. He is the reason we won that game. In a game where we're up a man and should be up by many goals, it still came down to Steffen making some insane stops. That dude just played out of his mind tonight. I mean, what else can you ask from Zach Steffen? I mean,
so decisive, right? Like so committed. Sweeper keeper, that full sprint header into like almost a dive because he was going so fast. He was just everywhere he needed to be. The first half, huge save on the break, right? Foot to hand to clearance. Everything from him tonight. He just seemed as dialed in as could be. The mental math was mathing, right? He knew exactly the right time to break his line. I mean, is this his best game he's played for us, Yaya?
It's not even close, in my opinion. This is the most impactful game, for sure. And it's also the third clean sheet he has this year. And I think he's been left to dry a lot by the defense. Today, Maxwell did the same thing, but this time Zach was just able to get in front of it and put that hand up and just deny Vancouver the most clear opportunity all game, honestly. And it all comes down to him just being more aware. He saw the ball kept rolling, so he immediately attacked, was able to make the goal smaller, make the area smaller for the player, and that's exactly what you're supposed to get from a guy like Zach. You're trying to get a guy that's going to make the right play at the right time. You don't need him to be perfect 90 minutes. You just need him to show up when it counts the most, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, he only finishes, he finishes with just 2 saves, but it sure felt like a hell of a lot more than that, right? He faced just under half a XG. He was accurate. He was quick with the ball, quick on the throws to the other side, right? I noticed that he would, if he was on the right side, he'd throw really quick over to Sam on the left to start pushing up that flank there. Just all in all, I mean, hats off. He's going to get some flowers later, I imagine, so we can move on there from there. But you saw the what could be the usual substitution pattern until Ronan finds his way back into the starting lineup, where him and Ollie are basically just going to play similar roles as distributing double pivot sixes. Initial thoughts on the Ronan reintegration, guys. How are you feeling about it? What do you see from him?
He looks sharp when it comes to having the ball at his feet. You can really tell that he hasn't lost a beat in that aspect. I think mentally he's still not fully there yet. He's still kind of throwing those like weak passes, those kind of soft passes at times. But I think that's more of a mental thing where he just doesn't have the full fuel for the game. Physically, I think he's there. I think physically he's fully ready to go all out. It just needs him to get into some rhythm so he kind of can feel where guys are at. But besides that, man, I'm really impressed by how he's played the last couple of games. I think coming off kind of a major-ish injury, kind of something that sidelined you for about 2 months, and be able to rebound immediately and make an impact, it's super impressive.
And then in that same substitution, you bring Calvin Harris on, Kevin Cabral off. Duane, do you want to speak to the play of a certain Frenchman tonight?
I don't ever want to see Kevin Cabral start over Calvin Harris again. You look at what Calvin Harris brings from getting the ball to the striker, for getting the ball into the box, even, getting a couple shots. One was a great save by the keeper. That nice little flick, and then on the other side of things, you have Cabral, who that header that was missed was just awful. I mean, he could have spit on the ball and knocked it in.
That was not a header. Let's be fair. That was full on face plant. Like that just hit his nose.
Yeah, but
second time
anyway,
in as
when
many
you're
weeks.
a pro, you gotta be able to read that a little better with your jump, and it's I don't want to totally say he was terrible. I did think that he did a lot on the defensive side.
Work rate was fantastic.
Yeah, his work rate was real good. He really got back and helped out on the defense quite a bit, especially in the first half. But again, like I've said of Rafa, I don't want to see him playing defense most of the game. I want to see him scoring goals. Like that's what we pay him to do. And again, like kudos, to playing the full game and not just walking around up at the top like he did last year. Like there's a different mentality with Kevin. He's playing harder. He's putting in the work rate. It's just, and it's not all Kevin. I mean, to be up by a man and to have only one shot on target.
We'll definitely.
I know we'll get into that, but
we'll certainly get into that here.
It's not only Kevin,
but no. It's all to me. It's I'm done with like Kevin. I'm so done with him. Like I know it's not only Kevin, but I want him off the team so bad. You have no idea. I'm sorry. Like I try to be like, to me that's the worst kind of player. A player that's talented but doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather him sub on than have him start over Harris.
Honestly, dude, having him be your Jonathan Lewis instead of Jonathan Lewis be your Jonathan Lewis might be kind of fun.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll get into Jonathan Lewis in a sec too, because boy, do I have some thoughts. You had, this is really where they started pouring it on, right? This is where it was basically left side in, right? It was a 3-man game, Omir, Sam, and Cole. And they could get down to the touchline. They could get to the top corner of the box. They could get to that touchline corner of the box. They were so dangerous in so many ways. And we're just, how many chances were just inches away tonight? You love seeing that. You love seeing those three, right? Because you hope Omir can start and find a way. Maybe not after tonight. Who knows? Yeah. But the Sam Cole connection specifically there, and it continued with Jonathan Lewis, right? So you think whoever can cement themselves in that left wing can work with those two, because those two finally are clicking at a way that we kind of expected from the jump, right? When we had them on the show, we were like, oh man, they're going to be doing the bow and arrow to each other. They're going to be, they're going to be locked in together. And tonight you really saw it. And then, okay, so, Georgie hits the heel that he was injured with in the Cincinnati game, comes out. I don't know if this will stop him from playing at Salt Lake. Georgie seems Jamal Murray-esque in the fact that I think he'll just play, right? Like, it's got to be pretty bad for him to not play.
Last time you said that, he didn't play the next day, the next week.
He had a kid. He had a child. He had a kid.
I don't know, man. I'd rather him sit out, honestly. Not because I don't think he's a good player. I think he just needs to get that thing fully healed.
Right.
Because if it's bothering him, like, might as well just get it fully healed. Do it early in the season instead of later in the season where it can really affect you. The 4-4-2 is a great formation, and you saw it in New York. I think it can work really well. Or you can just even put Ronan at the 10. I think that might work too. Like, give that guy a shot up top. Let's see if he can create the same way that Georgie did. And then you have some more rotation in that too. So, in my opinion, I think I'd just rather have him fully healed.
Yeah. Omier might be nice at that sort of central 10 too, and put, Calvin, Johnny, someone else into that other wing spot. Possibly.
If Kamani is not ready to go, keep Omier in the wing because he's better than I think Cabral or Jonathan Lewis. And again, that's not saying much. Omier did not have a great night tonight either.
Man, just chance after chance after chance. Lewis and Yappy sub on, Rafa and Omier come off. Johnny, I understand you were injured and you're coming off the bench, and it's a contract year, and you want to score. You want to score goals because wingers get paid when they score goals. But the fact that you looked off Cole Bassett with about 10 yards of space in any direction in the box to take a tough angle, sideways leaning, smothered defensively shot that gets blocked instead of sharing the rock and finding the right guy. I wanted to pull what tiny little hairs I had left on my head out. I was livid. Come on, get healthy so we don't have to watch that anymore. Please.
Today feels like such a bittersweet kind of thing, right? Like
it
feels good. It feels good that they won, and you kind of have to remember that last year they couldn't even get this win. Like they literally 2 years ago they lost to Seattle away, being up 1-0 with a man up. Like we kind of take it for granted a little bit because of what has happened so far in the season. But at the same time, if you guys are gonna raise the standards for yourself as fans, as people that cover the team, we are also gonna raise that standard for you guys. So if you guys are putting it out there, like we also have to do that for them. It's not a one-way street. And that's why I think that frustration feels so bad because we do appreciate the win and it's hard to kind of forget about that. But when the product is this, where it's just shot that doesn't even hit the net and you only win by 1 when you dominated possession and the field tilt and all these statistics, it just doesn't feel good, right? Because the only goal you got was off a penalty.
Interesting point from our guy Crash the Karsh. Guys were 4th in the West playing like this. And to be fair, it's a good point, right? Like these are things you can hopefully clean up as you integrate into a system and find those passing lanes a little earlier, a little crisper, set each other up for better shots, right? And I don't know if you guys were listening to the radio broadcast on Apple, or if you guys were just listening to the Apple broadcast, but
I listen to my things in Spanish, so
well, there you go. Drew Moore was on the call. He had a similar point, where it was a good broadcast. Keep that going. But yeah, if you're 4th in the West and you can clean stuff up, looking pretty good. Can't be mad. Another huge 3 points this weekend. Okay, a few more chances. Sam Vines puts one off the woodwork. Calvin has a nice chance. Cole has another nice chance. It almost looks like that Columbus goal from a couple years ago, right? The big looper, or last year, not a couple, just last. Feels like forever ago. But yeah, it was Duane, you said they were, well, I won't use the term you used for their offense, but at what point is it, man, they were just swarming that goal and they were finding great little triangles of passing networks. And yeah, they didn't finish, but the process looked so good. Or is it just why the hell didn't you finish?
For me, it's why the hell didn't you finish? You had 17 shots and only 4 on target. And your only goal is from a PK when you're a man up. It's got to be better. Yes, we are. To me, the comment of guys were 4th in the West playing like this is not sustainable. LAFC is going to be coming. Seattle is going to be coming. Like, these are teams that get it together throughout the season. They make big, expensive moves. They bolster their roster, and then they come after everybody. Fourth place, playing without being able to hit the target it's lucky. I'm not saying the guys haven't been playing hard, because we say that every week. The work rate is incredible. It's through the roof. But we have got to figure out this finishing situation, because we're not going to be it's not going to be right before the playoffs, the last 3 weeks of the season, and still living at fourth place without being able to finish.
Seattle
it's
got
not normal.
Seattle got shut out on the road at Salt Lake, so I'm not too worried about Seattle catching up. There's a lot of teams between us and Seattle, but I get your point. I understand your point. I just had to rub it in that they lost tonight and we didn't.
Oh yeah, I mean, look,
Suck
I
it,
love when
Seattle.
Seattle loses. I do believe we will be seeing them right up next to us in the playoffs.
And you know what? If these guys aren't scoring, I think the rest of the guys have shown enough, right, that maybe the summer window is some reinforcements on the wing or at the striker position.
It has to be the wing.
Like,
I think the striker position, it's close. It's right there.
Yeah,
the wingers will matter so much.
Yappy had a moment tonight where I think his confidence is just shot. He laid out such a soft it was a 3-on-2. Lewis was streaking up his right side. All you had to do was get it into space, and you are up 2-0 and it's over. And he just plays the dinkiest little soft nothing pass off. We'll get into that here in a sec. But first, let's get into our friends at Toyota. Look, we love Toyota. Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. Trucks have always been a part of Toyota's DNA. For generations, Toyota has built durable legends destined for greatness and perfect for Colorado. Whether you're conquering off-road trails or hauling ass back like Keegan Rosenberry to cover a Vancouver break, there's a truck that's just right for you from Toyota, like the all-new 2024 Tacoma and the return of the iconic 2024 Land Cruiser coming this spring. Toyota offers 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the Epic 4Runner. Toyota also currently offers more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker to give customers numerous choices to reduce their carbon footprint. There are 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. And Toyota SUVs take command on the road and on the trail, so you can explore the road less traveled without sacrificing smooth city rides and SUVs like RAV4 and the Grand Highlander. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Colorado Rapids and the official vehicle of DNVR. We're also brought to you, of course, who else? Fubo. They have been with us almost as long as we've been a show. So shout out to our guys over at Fubo. What have you guys been watching on Fubo lately?
Avs, baby. It's comeback season. They won the first one. Here we go.
Shout out to our guys, by the way. Huge dub for the Avs. Huge dub. You can watch that over on Fubo. You can watch NBA playoffs over on Fubo. You can watch Nikola Jokic be the greatest thing to ever happen to basketball. And you can stream live TV from any device. It's not just sports. There's shows, movies, news, everything you need. Over 140 plus channels of it. Watch the most Colorado sports for the lowest price. You can start watching immediately with a free trial. No contract, no cable, no hassle. Just sign up and start watching. 1,000 hours of cloud DVR included at no extra charge. Watch local teams while traveling. You can watch the Rockies on Fubo all season long. There is always NFL offseason stuff. There's Euro qualifiers. There's there's just the Euros. There's Copa. There's all sorts of big sports stuff. It is major season in golf, so make sure you're checking that out. Watch all your favorite sports, including those Rockies on Fubo. Go to www.fubotv.com/DNVR. www.fubotv.com/DNVR. Sign up for 50% off for first month of Fubo Pro. Shout out to Fubo. Okay. Who do you guys think was the player of the match?
Not Kevin Cabral.
Zach Steffen.
It's honestly probably Rafa.
And if it's not, it needs to be.
It's probably going to be
is.
Rafa because of that goal.
It's a homegrown.
Ollie? Oh, Cole.
No.
Vinesy?
Samuel Vines.
Yeah, he had a really good game today.
He played 90 minutes, 65 accurate passes, 3 chances created, hit the woodwork on another. 94 touches for Sam Vines tonight. That, look, while it wasn't the Sam Vines game kind of game, that is, he had his fingerprints all over it, right? This was a productive, workman-like, what we need to expect from a guy like Sammy kind of night. Attacking wise, this was probably the most
Active.
Active might be the word I'm looking for. Potent, right? Like just creating involved in that little triangle, like we talked about earlier, right? With Cole and whether it was Omir or Jonathan Lewis, those 3 were working so well off each other. Whether it was someone going down towards the corner flag or someone cutting in along the line, I was just really impressed with Vinesy.
Yeah, I think that's the guy. That's a guy that's a catalyst for a team, right? You need him to be ready to go because that's where the pressure's going to come from. I think he's going to be the guy that brings up the most pressure from the wings, mostly because the wings are designed to cut in and be basically double tens. What Jordy or Cole becomes kind of a striker and tries to do a few other things. To me, Vines is going to be the most important piece because Keegan does drop back more because he doesn't have the speed to recover like he used to. He doesn't have that same agility that Vines does. So it's just so important for him that when he does push up, he is creating for the rest of the players and trying to create more scoring opportunity.
So Sammy Vines with an 8.3. As you said with the goal, Rafa, 8.1. I thought he had a good night. He completed 14 passes, 29 touches, 6 in the box, was winning tackles. Overall, I thought he had a pretty nice evening. Cole Bassett with an 8. Steffen, only a 7.5. The whole back line looked pretty well. Maxey didn't rank well, and Cabral, obviously. But just a nice, impactful game from pretty much everyone, right? Ollie was maybe, a little sketchy here and there, but when he, overall, I think you'll take it. Growing pains for the kid. But Cole, man, I want to see where his distance covered is because that guy was running. That dude was everywhere tonight. He's just, I didn't see it coming. Not like this. I didn't see it as good as this season. I knew it would be fun, but he's just everywhere. He's a man possessed.
Was that Cole?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm yawning a little bit. So
That's
I'm like,
okay.
It's been a long
Duane's
day.
not saying a word every time I stop.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Duane to jump in on this, man.
He's just looking at me.
I'm trying to yawn.
Trying to keep my dog from barking. He's been growling.
Oh, he's cute. We love you, Rocket. Well, good boy. Look, overall, I think there's plenty to talk about. It's the same problems that were here before, right? Nothing was solved this one, but you get 3 points. You'd be happy. Praise the guys that worked well. Knock the guys that still need to work on the things they haven't fixed. And get ready to maybe win a Rocky Mountain Cup.
Yeah, there's a lot of frustrations with this game. We've kind of laid it out. Kevin Cabral, the offense not really clicking. Even Maxu completely flubbering that thing where Zach
right
ball where Zach literally had to make the Superman save almost. There's a lot of little errors. But grinding out games builds character. It builds the kind of team that you don't want to face in the playoffs. It's not perfect. I'm not trying to make excuses for them because I thought this might have been one of the least satisfying games the Rapids have played in the last 2 years, probably, because they clearly outworked the other team. They were better than the other team, and they still couldn't beat them decisively. But it is a step in the right direction. Last year, they might have lost this game, even being a man up, even with that penalty. And that's something to look forward to, honestly. That's something that we can at least hang our hats on as people that cover the team, as everybody listens to this podcast. At least the team is showing major improvements where it matters, and that's the standings.
Well, and, the important thing is you play a game against a team like Vancouver, who is pretty much tied with you. And because it's a Western Conference, you've leapfrogged them now by 2 spots, with 21 points where they're still sitting at 18. Those kinds of wins are so crucial, especially when we get towards the end of the season. It's just, those are wins that have to happen. It's like, we wanted to see that win against San Jose, because by all means, we're a stronger team than they are at this point in the season. And so to give up points on that game, but then come back against a team that is, aside from their last game, has been playing very good soccer. So to come in and take 3 from Vancouver, awesome. You can't ask for a better way to jump up the standings than to basically get 6 points playing a Western Conference opponent.
It counts as double, right?
Say again?
It counts as a double, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a 12-point week. This is a 12-point week.
Yep.
You are now 4 points behind Salt Lake in first, even on points with Minnesota. Played 2 less games, and
Which
LAFC.
is insane. How?
I know. Did they have like a snow game or something that didn't happen, or a field condition game or something like that? I can't remember.
Fucking MLS.
It could be up there. Yeah.
LAFC even on points, ahead on goal differential. By not much. I mean, it's close, right? Galaxy also tied with you, but below Colorado. Austin at 19, Vancouver 18, Houston 17, St. Louis 16. That's the playoff line, so you're 5 clear of that. San Jose all the way down at 13, so you're 8 points ahead of the team looking up at a playing spot. Long season, lots to go. Gotta be happy where you are. Have to be happy with where you are right now if you're a Colorado fan. If you're a Colorado Rapid, if you're Chris Armas, if you're Pork Smith, if you're everybody, this is important. And it's fun. I mean, this weekend, there's a chance you're alone in second on points.
Yeah. Honestly, you should be there right now if it wasn't for that San Jose game.
The San Jose game, the Houston game, the Nashville game. I will never get over those
That's
this season.
2, 5, 8 points right there. You'd be alone in first if you just knew how to finish games.
Yeah.
Honestly, let's give them 5 because that LAFC game you showed guts. So that evens out, in my opinion.
Sure.
So let's give them 5 points. You'd still be alone in the West in first place right now.
Tough. Kind of crazy that we're already wow, they should be alone in first place. That's insane. Yeah,
I love that. I love that. That's the petty shit that we get to complain about.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the best.
We take it for granted, and that's fine.
Yeah,
we do. We really do.
Fine. We can, but it's just expectations, right? They set the expectations higher, so we set them higher too. And as somebody that watches the games, we have that. We're listening to you guys, and you guys said it would be better. It has been better, but we're expecting challenging for West for the first place because that's what you guys told us at the beginning.
Absolutely,
we're not moving the goalpost. We're following the goalpost where they were, and that's how we criticized you guys by your goals, by your expectations, and that's what we're telling you about.
Love it. All right, we're gonna get into flowers, but first we have to take care of our friends, and this time it's our friends at Breckenridge Brewery. Check out Breck Brew's new West Coast style IPA. It's Ridge Runner, double dry hop brew, inspired by the untamed beauty of Colorado's trails. Hop back, infused with whole cone hops and a double dose of Citra lupulin powder, creates notes of bright citrus and pine. Look, you guys know that we love our Breck beers here at DNVR. I mean, sometimes he's a walking Breck brew.
I'm always a walking Breck brew, baby.
Breck Brew is our official craft beer here at DNVR. Breck Brew has a beer for any occasion, and there is no better way to watch a game than having some Breck Brews. Breck Brew has been doing it for 33 years, and it all comes down to their love and passion for making good beer. Made with 100% renewable energy. Try out some of our favorites. Avalanche Amber, perfect for a Navs game. Mile High City, perfect for a Nugs game. Broncos Country Pale Ale. Wonder what game that one's good for. You got Funslinger. You got Celsius. You got Mountain Beach. You got all sorts of good stuff, and it's all from Breck Brew. Check out their beer locator at breckbrew.com to find a brew near you. You can drink just like your favorite host, Yaya. We also got to shout out some events we have going on here at DNVR because we got a bunch of cool ones coming up. I found out I'm going on one of the very cool ones. We have a sweet takeover at Coors Field next week. Phillies, Rockies, the hottest team in baseball, the Colorado Rockies.
Not just
unbelievable.
Not just sweet, but SUITE sweet.
It's a sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And you guys know they're actually the hottest team in all major sports that are playing right now.
They are.
They have the longest
games.
Yeah, they have the longest win streak of any other major sport right now.
Rockies and Bayer Leverkusen. Who saw that one coming, huh?
Bayer Leverkusen lost. It's over. They lost. It's over.
They lost today?
I think they lost the other day, didn't they?
No, not that I saw. Okay. Well, anyways, we'll look into that here in a sec. But first, I have to find out now.
Oh no, they did it. They're good. They drew.
Ben, baby. Oh wait, no, we're not. I lied. We're canceling. That fell on a Thursday night, so it didn't work. So we're going to somewhere else. Stay tuned. Nugs Avs, hit up the bar. Playoff games. Going to be super fun. The other night with the Jokic Masterclass. Last night. Feels like forever ago. Man, vibes were immaculate in there. Buffs road trip. If you are a Buff, if you want to go catch Shador and Travis Hunter and the whole crew on the road, come with us. We're road tripping to Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm going to this one. I'm very excited. Get to go into enemy territory, scream at some Cornhuskers, and we're also going to Orlando. That's all through True Fan Travel, hotel, events. The hotel for Nebraska is like literally like it's like at the stadium. Basically, you can walk in. We'll have a big tailgate party. So much fun stuff going on through that. So make sure you check that out. And then our Midsummer Open is coming in June. We already had one tournament this year. They're super fun. Come play golf with us. There's all sorts of shenanigans to be had and free stuff you can take home and prizes and lots of fun to be had and a great excuse to skip work on a Friday. So check out all those over at thednvr.com/events and check them out. Okay, guys. Who's giving out flowers? Okay.
Real quick, before we go any further. Have you guys heard the audio from the San Jose Portland game that just came out?
No.
Heading into halftime?
No.
Announcers says, all right, guys, heading into halftime, here we go to the in-studio show or whatever, talking about it. And he thinks they're done and they're cut off. And then one of the announcers goes, la, 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 la. And then looks at the other announcer and says, hey, do you think you can coach this team? Do you want to come coach this team? I think it couldn't be much worse. I think you might be better than the coach.
Are they talking about Portland?
Portland tied.
Oh, yeah, because Phil Neville's a dingus. I hate that guy.
I think they just tied at halftime, but they tied. But
I love hot mic moments.
Interestingly, on the other side, because the way that because like the radio, like when the clock isn't running, the radio is going to take different break times and stuff, right? So they come back and they're showing the guys walking down the steps out to the field for the second half, and you hear Drew Moore asking if his mic is on and if it's like going, and it's just kind of like generic, like, you know, taps and bumps and papers moving around for a while, and then they come in. Not as bad as asking if you think you can coach better than the guy on the sideline, but it's still hilarious. Pretty funny. Did you guys see the raccoon tonight?
We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
I need to know, man. I didn't see it.
Just wait. You wait.
I'm not waiting. I'm gonna Google it.
You
Racunia.
I'm about to go to Twitter and find out.
There's plenty of content on it. Okay, guys, you know the drill. As we always be doing, flowers from the fellas. I believe I'm up first this week. Does that sound right?
It sounds
sure.
right.
There's no rules.
Oh,
No
there's rules. We just
rules.
don't follow
Woo!
them. We're
Love
bad
that
boys.
for us. We're showing feet. No, I'm just kidding.
You might make more money doing that.
Somebody call Rex Ryan. Somebody call Rex Ryan.
Super chat for feet.
Anybody want a business? Hit me up. I have a perfect idea for you.
I'm gonna give flowers to. We've already spent some time on him, but we're gonna spend a little more time on him. His name is Zach Steffen, and he's awesome. He's put in a couple games. I mean, I think he's been good in pretty much every game. I don't know how much, there's been some bad defense in front of him at times that has kind of seen him get just lit up. Tonight was it didn't matter what the defense did in front of him because he was stopping it or clearing it or running basically to midfield to sweeper keeper it. He was in command of every second of this game. He was dialed in. And that transfer just continues to be an absolute masterclass from Porksmith. I mean, goddamn, $0, not a max TAM player. Come on. I mean, come on. That's a fantastic job from him. Fantastic game from Steffen. I don't have much more to say about it.
Yeah, Zach's the guy.
Amazing.
Dude was lights out tonight. Incredible.
No messing with Steffen.
Love that. All right, who's up?
Go ahead, Yahya.
Man, I'm just gonna give mine to Rafa because he scored the goal.
Sure.
He looks like he kind of just turned the switch lately. He looks a lot more engaged. I don't know what it is. Maybe he heard the pod and we're like, we don't want you to have that money. Maybe like I deserve that money. We don't know. Right?
He's
maybe
about to prove that, really. I mean,
exactly. Like maybe he heard the pod and maybe he heard the noise. That does happen, right? Or maybe he just feels like, hey, maybe Colorado's a home for me and I want to make sure that they keep me. We don't know what the reason is, but whatever it is, we really appreciate him showing up and being a reliable striker and somebody that's helping the Rapids win.
So there's 8 more games before his loan is up. He's at 7 goals.
7? He might break that record.
I mean, he might. It's crazy. I mean, if he keeps up his half a goal a game, right? 8 games. So if he's at 11, I think we said 8 is kind of where we landed, right?
With 11 goal contributions.
Right. And who knows if he has another assist on top of that, right? So
he has 1, I think, right now. Let me check.
I believe it's 2, but I could be wrong too. That could be his total assisting as a Rapid. But man, he's balling, dude. It's crazy. I thought he was really good with the ball at his feet tonight, right? Creating better looks for guys. They were talking about it on the radio broadcast that Chris Harmus says improve the shot. Maybe that wasn't the exact phrasing. What did they say? Whatever. I was tweeting. But they basically like if you have an okay shot, make it a better shot by passing to the open guy. And I think Rafa has patience to keep the ball at his feet and let the defense arrange themselves away from somebody. I'm not gonna put Jokic out there like this, but you know how it's just like, okay, the defense is gonna do that. Well, I'm gonna do this then, right? And I'm gonna find a move out of this. So I'm gonna keep the ball on my feet, invite pressure, get it to the right guy. I just thought he was really nice, man. I really, really did. Good flowers there, yeah.
That's 9. That's 9 goal contributions. 2 more, and he kind of reaches the goal we set for him.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna have far more than 2 more in the next 8 games, just based on how he's playing. So
honestly, if you sign him to the DB spot right now, I wouldn't really complain as much. I still think it would be the wrong move, but he's proven me wrong a little bit more. I think the biggest thing is buy out Kevin. If that happens, you got to buy out Kevin so you can have those 4.
So you can bring Remy back up.
You can have those 4 U22s. I think that's the goal. I think you want the 4 22s. And you also want the $2 million in GAM. I think that's the most helpful for a team like the Rapids.
I think that's like an entire midweek episode there. We're gonna have to talk about this. That's like a lot. I mean, there's a lot there, right? There's a lot of options.
Cash out Cabral, man. I'm gonna start it for the summer. Cash out Cabral.
Cash out Cabral. Remy return. Yeah, there's something there. Alliteration's hard. Duane, do you have flowers to give my friend?
I mean, it's got to be the biggest bounce back from last game to this game with Sam Vines. I mean, he struggled last game, and we went through it. in the post game. But man, I mean, aside from not hitting the post, I don't know what more you need from Sam Vines tonight. I mean, just his ability on the ball, bringing it up the left side, his connection with Bassett is clearly based on friendship and playing together for a long time, but it's also very good. And even without Bassett, he's still getting some of the best centering passes that we saw tonight. His crosses tonight, there were just some real classes, just an education on crossing passes tonight from him. I just thought he had an excellent bounce back game after we were all getting a little bit worried and hoping that maybe he pulls a Bassett and starts to get a little more comfortable, and we really see him turn on in the last quarter of the season. And, he's really turned it on tonight. So I thought he had a great game.
He was smothering Sammy today, man.
Portland has come back and is now beating San Jose, and San Jose is back down to last place.
They would have really been in the
As it
dump if
stands.
the Rapids could have just murdered them last week. Oh my god.
I
Last
know.
week was still under my skin.
That's okay.
I'm
allowed to be.
shaking because of the quakes.
It's allowed to be.
Yeah, it's a should have won, but it's done now.
All right,
No,
we'll do
it's
one.
not in my mind.
And
I
we got
never
three
say that.
from Vancouver.
San Jose matters more.
All
They're
right,
bad.
we are going to do another round of flowers and get some plugs out of here. But first, a quick break to hear from our favorite sponsors. All right, we're back. Welcome back to DNVR Rapids. Mitch, Duane, Yahya, chilling in the Winners Lounge. Great place to be. My favorite place to be with the fellas. Winning it up. It's
Winning
fun.
it up and hey,
I like to win.
Oh.
I like to win. Winning is fun.
It's
Losing sucks.
It was a
I had the
Colorado
t-shirt.
Sports Grand Slam today. All 4 teams that played today won today.
Rockies, Avs, Pids.
Rapids. And then what was the other one? I saw it earlier today.
You could count the Nugs and say
Oh,
24
Nuggets
hours.
is the one I was talking about.
Because
Yeah.
it was so late last night.
Yeah.
Love that. Let's go. That would have been a nice parlay at whatever sportsbook I'm supposed to be promoting right now. That's
Let's
not on our ad
365,
rates.
baby.
No free ad space. Okay, let's serpentine it back. Duane, you're up on your next flowers.
All right. There was an MLS record that happened tonight.
What?
Didn't happen in the Rapids game.
I'm sure that didn't happen in the Rapids game.
It happened in the Philly, New York City game.
Okay.
And the number is 161,
Okay.
which is the most seconds spent by a raccoon on an MLS field in MLS history. So shout out to the raccoon. He really put it all out on the pitch. His work rate through the roof. Really had those guys chasing him around. Took 2 trash cans, a missed shot with the second trash can. Boy, this guy just really turned it on. I mean, he gave everyone on that field something to have to chase down. He gave the fans a little something. And I think he gave us all a little something in our hearts.
Oh yeah, what's his XG?
Not
He's not an
everything's
XG
about
guy.
XG.
He's a defensive clearances guy.
He's an
I need to see
ex-trash guy. How many
I need
trash cans could he get into and find some snacks?
I need to see that XT, man. Was he a threat on the trash or what?
How was the trash tilt
His
in that
XT for
performance?
trash was like a 6.83.
It's good stuff.
He was on that trash tonight.
I knew you'd love
What
the
team was he
raccoon,
playing
Duane. I
for?
was sure of it.
He plays for himself. He plays for himself.
You wish it was for the badge, but I get
He
it.
knows no master
Yeah,
but
I
his
get it.
hunger for sweet, sweet trash.
I get it.
That's it.
All right, yeah. Who you got?
Oh man, I was gonna give it to somebody and I completely forgot. So I'm just gonna give it to Moise Bombito. Shout out,
Okay.
Moise, man. I think I had another guy. I had two people in my head just in case Moish didn't get to me.
Was it Jonathan Lewis?
Hell no.
Are you sure?
I'm not crazy. No, I have to give it to J. Lou. Not J. Lou. Bombi, dude, the way he was tracking back, man, his physicality, like he was just so physical. The amount of time he threw his body at a Vancouver player to just let that ball go out of bounds was insane. Vancouver players at the end of the game stopped trying him. They're like, we're not beating this guy in a foot race. We're not going to be more physical than him. Why even try to, let's just get it out for a corner and not get hurt. Like, that's what Bombi did today. He intimidated them.
Their strategy changed to move around him. Like, yeah, that's how much of an influence he had on the match tonight. Like, bizarre how good he is. Just
he was incredible. I thought it was so
freaking good.
It was like even through kind of like the mishaps throughout the game, he never like let go. He never became unfocused. He was ready to go. Like he didn't let anybody get near him because nobody wanted to be near him because he's that good, and that's exactly what you want from a star defenseman.
Yep, great job from him. I'm going to go to the player that plays right next to him, Mr. Rapid himself, Keegan Rosenberry. I thought he was great tonight.
Yep.
Solid. And by great, I mean absolutely rock solid Keegan. Right? Great in distribution. Secondary attacking option up that right side. Safe. Great tracking back. Vancouver was relentless. The second they had the ball, it was a sprint for the first hour plus of this game. And he held with everybody. I thought he was really awesome. I mean, the Ben White play, I think, was the one that he was a little behind on, but it didn't matter. It's just nice seeing him keep going. Old man Keegan just putting in a shift.
Penny asked her in the first half, we were watching, and Penny asked, "Who is number 2?" And I was like, "Well, that's Mr. Rapid. That's Keegan Rosenberry." She was like, "He's really good."
Yeah,
and I was
he
like,
is.
"Yes, he is."
We love Keegan.
He's like,
Penny knows ball.
Nine-year-old noticed it in the first half. Like,
dude,
she gets it.
Keegan is literally the 3 R's: reliable, rapid, Rosenberry. He's
Risen?
like every. He's
Riz?
like
You got Riz?
he 4 R's. We can make many R's, but he's just the guy that like I think he had a bad start to the season, but I never thought that it was going to be a problem throughout the season. I just knew he was going to eventually bounce back and be the guy that we know and love.
Yep, I agree. Really good stuff. All right, that's going to do it for Flowers. That's going to do it for the Winners Lounge. Yeah, you're going to have to plug us out of here.
DNV_Rapids on Twitter. Please follow us there. We'd really appreciate it. Give this video a like. Because if you like this video, it means you like me. And if you like me, I go to bed happy. That's how the world works. That's how everything works. And I'm sure you like the guys too that are to the left, to the right of me. I don't know how you guys are watching this, but regardless, like us on this video, give us a 5-star review wherever you hear this podcast, and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can always be ready to listen to some Pitt, Broncos, Avs, and anything you like. Oh, and the Nuggets too.
Nuggets show last night was awesome. There was a dog, and he was great. We get dogs on remote shows like this. Don't get a lot of shows on Winners Lounge at the bar. That was awesome. It was great. Duane, great call. Shouting out the Toyota chat tonight. The best. We love talking Pids with our guys after a game. Win, lose, or drawing room, right? I mean, always.
They get the damn whole flower shop every time.
That's right. That's right. Y'all the real MVPs.
They got a damn orchard dedicated to the chat.
Ooh. Duane, anything else to plug?
Just thanks again to the chat for always staying up with us. Oh, man. Otherwise, it's just the 3 of us talking in the office, and this is so much more fun talking.
They literally just put a camera in front of our conversations.
So we appreciate you guys.
Works for me.
Yeah, and all those things Mitch said earlier about all the events coming up. That's why it's the perfect time to become a diehard. Get discounts on all those trips.
Yeah.
Excellent time to sign up.
Become a diehard. That is thednvr.com. You get a free shirt. You get behind the paywall to see all the great content that DNVR content creators make. You get a discount at the bar during this playoff run. Why not drink for cheaper while you're watching the Nugs win, or the Avs have a crazy comeback, or the Pids, or the Rockies, or any of the other fun stuff we're going to be doing this summer. We might have some cool Copa stuff going on at the bar. That's the teaser you get if you're still listening this far into the show. Do all that at the DNVR.com. Like and subscribe. And more important than all of that, feels great to say this after a win, baby. Up the Pids.
We all silly like the mayor.